who do you think is more jaded? Someone who has less sexual and relationship experience, or someone who's had more relationship and sexual experience?
I'm going to respect the person who has more relationship experience because they know what they want and like they've been through it. They're not like, I've dated guys who haven't had very many relationships and like less connections, and they're just so lost. Like they don't know what they even think or what they want for the future.
But do you want a man to lead?
I don't know.
Because I think men.
No, I don't. I don't really care about that.
Okay,
I am
sure.
fine with leading. Like I'm good with leading.
Really?
You'll lead.
Yeah.
In the
Do you
bedroom.
want to though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll lead in
all right,
in any sense of the way. I will lead. Absolutely. Anybody that knows me knows
so
that's true.
would you get with a guy who's a virgin?
I guess it wouldn't be like a deal breaker, but I don't see myself talking to anybody that's like that because like we don't have the same like social circles and ideals. I feel like that would be a little bit weird. I'm 27. Like I feel like I wouldn't meet a guy who's 27 and is a virgin, especially like the people that I know, those social circles that I'm in. Nobody's really like that at this point. So probably not, but not because like that's like a huge deal breaker for me.
What about just a guy who's sexually inexperienced? And you had to basically.
I've dated like somebody who's kind of a little bit like that, and it just like doesn't really work in the long term for what I'm looking for.
Okay. Sorry, and you wanted to come in here, Chase?
Yeah, I want to make my point. Like, have you guys ever heard of the term alpha widowed?
No.
That's some red pill shit that
It
I don't
is.
think anyone's gonna know unless they're familiar. But.
All right, so basically, this is the idea that like, one of the things Tate said in that clip is that a guy can leave an imprint on a woman, right? Do you guys kind of know what he means by that?
What was it?
That's what I hate about that video.
Yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah.
This is the thing. It's
Okay,
true.
what did he say?
So I'll explain it to you. So like, if a girl ends up with a guy who she really loves and like he's like the best she's ever had, and you know he gives it to her really good in the bedroom, and like she looks up to him so much. Like I don't know if you guys have been deeply in love with a man who you really respect. But
Yeah.
like, say
Definitely.
you're with a
I
guy
know that
like
Alex has too.
Okay, so say you're with a guy like that.
Like
Yeah, it's okay.
So say you're with a guy like that, and then he breaks up with you or whatever it is. Maybe he wants another woman. Women very often, they will almost never forget about that man. And it depends on the woman. Like maybe you guys haven't been quote unquote imprinted in this way, but like, I don't say this from a place of conceit. Like I've had exes where I know like after me, they're going to be thinking of me when they're with their next guy.
do you think that that's like specific to guys? Like that happens to guys too.
It does. It
Like,
does.
that happens to everybody. It's not gender
you're right,
specific.
But I've found, I know a lot of dudes and I know a lot of women. It's extremely common among women, and it's not as common
Extremely
among dudes.
uncommon among like
it's. I know a lot of
among
dudes who
men.
this doesn't happen to. And my point.
Yeah.
My point. When you have a girl that's getting closer to her 30s, like you said, a lot of girls have a lot of baggage, and like they've got demands. They're like, I want a man who's going to commit to me, and you know they might have a lot of thoughts about their exes and stuff, and maybe it's distorted the way that they look at relationships, and it's different from a younger girl who hasn't had a ton of exes that have like affected her in that way. Baggage is real.
I just feel like baggage is the
real.
same. It's the same thing with men.
Is that not true?
But
It's
yeah,
kind of, we're
it's
talking
the
about as
same
like the
thing with men,
archetype
like-
of like the 35-year-old like wine drinking dog mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just like, oh, like all women or all men are like this, like everyone's like this, and I need like these standards. And it's like, okay, like if every single dude that you've ever been with ever had a relationship with, like they're 100% of the problem. Like they take zero accountability for all that. It's like, come on now.
I feel
you know?
like too.
Yeah.
like,
Did you wanted to come in with something, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
all I was just going to say is that for me, I was in a relationship 2.5 years ago, and I really love that person a lot. And I have not been able to be in a loving relationship to that extent because I took away from what I had, right? The good and the negative, right?
Yeah.
From both sides. And I realized really quickly, I was like, you know what? It's going to be really difficult for me to like fully fall in love with someone again. And that baggage is hard. Because
Yes,
I've
that's
met.
what I'm talking about.
And I've met,
Exactly.
and this is for everyone. This
Yes.
is how I feel on both gender and whatever your sexual, orientation is on both. You know what I mean? I feel that it's very difficult because I have met guys that I've, casually dated for like maybe 2 or 3 months, 4 months, and they're like, they want to be committed to me.
Yeah.
They want to fucking get an apartment together. They want to like get
Every
a dog
time.
together.
Every
And
time.
I'm not present. I'm not there. I
Yeah.
don't have that same amount of love that I had 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, that's
And
totally
it's very
understandable.
hard because you get so invested in another person, and you know, I understand. I went through that separation. I understand that person's that person now, and I'm who I am. But I have to realize, like, I can cause issues to other people without realizing it, and it's very frustrating, you know, sometimes. So
Yeah, 100%.
that's the.
I just
the part
really
I would
quick.
agree,
I'm
yeah.
wondering if we can all scoot over a bit so we can get Brandon in this shot now. Brandon, are you? Yeah, are you? Can you try to just scoot over and we're gonna see if we can get.
I can,
Can we get? Are you able to just get in a
not
bit?
my boss watching
Yeah,
this right now.
right there works.
All right. Yeah.
He's gonna see the timestamp on this.
Yeah, that works.
It was
So can
traffic.
I say one thing to what she said a few minutes ago?
Yeah, go for it.
So, like, one thing I totally agree with you on is that Andrew Tate is not at all a good role model from like a biblical sense. Like, he definitely does.
Whoa! He's a Christian man.
Yeah,
He's a man of God.
I'll believe he's a man of God.
Andrew Tate is a man of
I'll
God.
believe he's a man of God when he repents of his rampant fornication, and when he like actually conforms to a biblical sexual standard, and when he actually conforms to the like tries to conform to the image of Christ. Like, I don't think people who just call themselves Christians like actually deserve that title sometimes. But that's beside the point. The point was, I don't think he's an example of biblical masculinity.
Yeah.
I think he does, to what you two were saying, I think he does take advantage of the fact that like younger women, like a guy in that position, if a guy's super powerful and he has like a lot of money and stuff, and like an 18-year-old girl ends up with him, really easy for her to get abused, and like she's gonna think, oh, he's the best I can get, so I have to put up with like verbal abuse or whatever it is. That's totally legit. I agree with that, and that's wrong. The thing I like about him is that he's spitting a lot of hard truths that people need to hear. The thing I don't like about him is that there's young boys that are listening to the stuff that he's saying, and they're thinking, oh, this is 100% how I should treat women. And I don't, you know, this whole conversation I've been talking about the importance of marriage and stuff. Like, I don't think he's contributing towards building like healthy marriages.
No.